Well, I'm heading home, done at the barn. It's 2:30. Wow, I gotta go home and have a little bit of a nap. I had, drove all the way to New York, 4 hours yesterday, got stomped in New York, drove all the way home, got home at 3 o'clock, got up, went to the barn, trained a horse, took Ollie to baseball, come back, finished up at the barn. Now I'm heading home. I'm going over to we have a table to set up at 5 or 5:30 at Mohawk. And then I'm going to race Lawmaker tonight. So hopefully going to be a really good night for us and a really good night for the stable. So without further ado, so I told everybody I was going to tell this story. So I know Bruce watches these videos. So last week he called me. This is the gentleman that you guys stole all the shares of See You in Tuscany off of when he wasn't looking. When he wasn't looking last Friday morning. So I get an email Thursday afternoon, just, I don't know, around noon, 1 o'clock, from Bruce saying, I see that Stonebridge Loyal must have qualified well. He lost a bunch of shares again. So he said he changed them all and put them all on for like $900 there. Nobody's stealing any more shares off Bruce. So poor Bruce lost a bunch of shares of See You in Tuscany and Stonebridge Loyal. But it's all good. He get paid anyway, so whatever. So Bruce, keep an eye on the qualifiers. Keep an eye on your shares and lock them down. Luckily for you, you still have shares in a lot of good horses, so I think you'll limp through it just fine. Anyway, we'll get through everybody here. We went through Lawmaker racing tonight. You know, I feel I had a video for Friday, but I didn't send it out to you guys, partly because I couldn't download it off of Wi-Fi. It would have cost me a fortune in the States. I couldn't get on a Wi-Fi network in Tioga, and I was really excited to race Cruising, and then he raced poorly. He was sick, so it kind of took away from the video. I might get Curtis to post that video too, we'll see. Anyway, we're going to run through everybody now and give a few little updates. There's a couple of horses I'm going to be sending emails out today to explain to the clients that I want to turn the horses out. Two horses in particular are, the other way, Chipmunk. Two horses in particular are Dancing on My Own, who's just too big. She's a big, huge filly, shown speed. I've schooled her in 59, 2 minutes. She only paced 2.3 the other day, but she's kind of at the mercy of the rest of the mile. They get over the half cheap. She paced a half in a minute, or 59 a quarter, and 29 and 4 in a windy day. So she was fine, but to find 10 seconds, now arguably 7 seconds from where she's been in a month, is a little unfair to her. So we poured the work into her. Her frame is just too long, too big, and too tall. So we're going to turn her out and give her a chance to mature. I mean, first and foremost, we have to do what's right for the horses. And what's right for the horses is what's right for you all the time. You trust what I say to be of sound judgment, if you will. Then trust in what I'm telling you, that both Dancing on My Own and the little New York bred, the little Heston Blue Chip colt, he has to go out also, King of the Ball, has to go out also for 60 to 90 days. He's, what you saw yesterday, if you watch closely, was an angry horse. He was fighting with me right up until the 5/8 pole when I finally got to release somebody. Never let go of me, fought the whole way, and then just got tired. We're not going to be able to teach him anything doing that. We're not going to be able to teach him anything with him angry. We need him a clear head, ready to absorb what we're trying to show him, and a horse that is sound and comfortable and on his toes. And what we have right now is a horse that's not 100% sound. Nothing serious. His knees are a little bit open, a little something bothering him right hind. Nothing serious at all. But between that and the castration and everything else, he's really just getting hot. We need that castration to take a hold, him to take that edge to come off him, his anger to subside. And he's not usually an angry horse, but he was yesterday. So I think what we need to do is just give him some time. Give him some time to relax, fill out, let his body grow. I think he's just going through a growth spurt, both those horses. And I think they would be better served with 60 to 90 days off. And I think what we're going to get back in return, don't think of this as 90 days lost, more or less 90 days invested. because this 90 days invested in the field should pay dividends down the road when we go to train them back down and race them. So that's some news, if you will, in real time. I'm about to write these emails. You're not getting this till Monday, so it's okay. But I'm about to write these emails this afternoon explaining to our clientele and both those horses exactly what I just explained to you and everyone else, is that just need time. You know, if they're not ready to do what we need them to do, why are we continuing forward? Just let the horses fill out, relax, grow out, hopefully become the horses we need them to be. So that's that. 2 horses that are out in the field right now are Vica and Autumn Wings. They've both gone out to the field. Hopefully going to put some weight on, fill out, let their joints cool down, as we're going to do with these 2. They've had a 2-week head start. I gotta get gas. They got a 2-week head start on everybody else. So what we need to do is turn those 2 out, and these 2 fillies that are out right now, they'll be coming back in about a month, 5 weeks. Be My Delight, had her over to the vet. That splint was bothering her that we had crowd, plus seemed a little off right hind from where she got cast that one day. So had her out, and sure enough, nothing serious. Her hip flexor, deep in that right hind, was bothering her a little bit. Not much she can really do for that. That's a time thing. So rather than train her hard today, we jogged her slow. Probably going to forego. I was thinking about toying with the idea of qualifying her Tuesday. That's not going to happen. Probably a week from Tuesday or next Friday at the earliest, depending on how she looks first of the week. So that's the plan with the little filly, Be My Delight. Better Call Mike. I just have to check the dates. Better Call Mike's due to come in at some point. And then we will get him back underway. Boldness also out for the same time as Better Call Mike. I do have to take this call. I will be right back, continuing on looking at Buckingham. So now we have Buckingham. Buckingham qualified good, a little deceptively good. You know, you look at when I was sitting behind her, I'm like, geez, you know, she was a little flat. Last half in like 56 and a bit, last quarter in 28 seconds. I don't think she was flat at all. Just, you know, that's the problem. And this is the last thing that I preached to everybody was, you know, truthfully speaking, we have some nice horses, but don't kid yourself. Other people have nice horses too. And, you know, you're in there with Casey Coleman's horses that are $180,000 yearlings and $75,000 yearlings and $80,000, and not just her, other people too. It's no cakewalk. I mean, sure, not everybody has great horses, but a lot of people have good horses. And, you know, when Buckingham gets in with horses that are also good, that's when you're going to know how good she is. So she's going to need a couple of more hard trips to put some real good muscle on her, and then we'll go from there. But I'm happy overall with what I saw from Buckingham this week. Casanova's Jewel made a break. I guess not shocking to hear that. That isn't, you won't see that on CNN's headlines or anything like that. But I'm still very surprised how little confidence this horse has in himself. It's a nice horse. You know, I've said this time and time again, I'm going to continue to stick up for this horse. He never shies away from work. He does what he can, but he has no confidence whatsoever. So it's going to be up to us to try and help him through those miles and get him under control and get him racing good. So I suspect that Casanova's Jewel will be fine next week. I did see some little things that we need to change when we went behind the gate with those egg bars on up front. He was slapping on himself a little bit. You know, different surface, going at different speed. For the horses like him, especially horses with low confidence, the transition from slow to fast miles, to back them up, to speed them up, this is when they get in trouble. When he schooled the week before, he schooled a great mile by himself. But he was with aged horses, and it was a constant forward progression. There was no stoppage. And the other day, there was a 3-hole open up around the first turn. I went to just back him over into the 3-hole. He just got twisted around and made a break. So just a few little tweaks we got to make with old Casanova, but that won't be a problem whatsoever. Cash in on me, another horse. He might end up on the turned out for a couple of months list. I've still been in 220 with him. I'd like to get him trained down a little bit. He still seems very eager to do his work when he was on the track. That's the one thing you want to avoid, is having that despair, that frustration in the horse when they're training. And with Cash in on me, I don't see that. I see a horse eager to go out and do his work. A little frustrated now and again, but not bad. Not bad at all. So for now, he's going to keep moving forward. Captain Miraculous, probably going to school him on Tuesday behind the gate, qualify him a week later. This colt popped a curb, so he needed a little time to get everything cleaned up and get him on the straight and narrow. But Harry trained him on Thursday or Friday morning. I remember him saying he was very, very good. He let his hobbles out a little bit. He was very happy with what he saw. I trust Harry's opinion implicitly, and we'll see how he looks. We'll see how the captain looks on Tuesday behind the gate. Curious Winner made a break. Oh, sorry, jumped over Cruising and Angus. Cruising with Angus. Cruising with Angus qualified great. Probably looking for a possible start on Thursday at Mohawk or another qualifier. Very, very impressed with what I saw from that colt last week, and I'm sure he's going to continue to impress as he moves forward. Curious Winner, very frustrating, made a break, threw himself. Well, I guess it wasn't his fault. He just kind of shied away from the gate at the start the other day. I'm just going to put a screen. Excuse me. I'm going to put a screen on that colt, and get him qualified next week. No issues. James said he was trotting well otherwise. Then we have Dance Hall Babe. She's going to probably train her Monday, I guess. Then she's going to qualify on Friday of next week. Should be a good day for the qualifiers. Dance Hall Babe, probably one of the most excited I've been. You know, I was a little on pins and needles a bit with White Tiger because I knew how fast he can be, but I also knew what he's capable of doing, and that's exploding and, you know, making the stupid break once in a while. But he was all business on Friday afternoon, and Dance Hall Babe's in a similar situation. Super talented filly, lots of talent, go real fast. Just I guess, no, I'm not really worried about her. She hasn't really done anything wrong out the gate. She's pretty smart, so she is qualifying next week. Excited, very excited to see what she's going to do. Dancing on My Own, talked about her at the outset. Oh, God Almighty! Talked about her at the outset. How she's just big, long, tall filly. I think she just needs some time off the big girl to grow up and out, and put on a frame that can sustain the speed we need her to sustain. So Dancing on My Own, little siesta, little time off coming, I think, for her. Dell Crest Star Angel training well. I'm going to go with her on Monday or Tuesday. They said she trained well again yesterday. Should be fine as soon as we start her engines up. She should be fine. Oh, I'm yawning so much. I'm not that tired. Final Answer qualified great the other day. Couldn't ask for much more from this horse. I mean, love of God. This horse come a long way. It's hard for me to tell you how good he was because you just saw a mile. You saw a mile in 2-1, 29-4. Yeah, he was good. No, he was very good. Very good. This colt is fast, he's strong, and he's just learning to be a good horse. He's smart. All those times I thought he wasn't learning anything, he was. And now that we have him in a position to start doing some good, all those things that I thought he didn't absorb in the wintertime, he did. You know, if you watch the schooler, you watch the qualifier, horse on the rail. Rail is an extremely difficult place to get away from with a young horse at Mohawk and Woodbine. The gate comes back and then it takes off, and they all want to leap forward and go with the gate. This guy was smart. He used his head. He just kind of sauntered out of there. Friggin' Biggin crossed over in front of him. Didn't get aggressive. No, not only did he not get aggressive, he kind of laid back. Just kind of took it all in. I called on him around the last turn. He just picked it up, moved over, drove away. Just a very smart horse and a very tactical animal. Very happy with what I saw from Final Answer. No joke. Friggin' Biggin qualified well. Somebody said, oh, he's a little weak on the end. No, he's not weak. He's not as good on the front. He's better from off the pace, usually, but he's just so damn sharp at the gate, quick off the switch. It's hard not to use him like that. But he'll learn as he gets, as I said, as he gets weight and he gets muscle on. Horses that already know what they're supposed to do and want to do it, it's easy to turn them over quick. It's easy to turn them on and let them go quick because they're already looking to do it. They're just looking for direction. And friggin' Biggin was very good at the qualifiers. I was very happy with him, and I know Sylvain had nothing but nice things to say about him. And Hard 8 qualified in 58 last quarter and 28, 29 last half, 58. Looked awesome. Looked very, very good. For a filly with a big, big frame, a little surprised she did it that easy. She moves like a little horse. She's like a tiny horse trapped in a giant horse's body, and she can move really, really quick. Doesn't wear a pole, doesn't wear a boot. I think they had shin boots on in that if she doesn't need them. She doesn't wear a boot, doesn't wear a pole, doesn't wear anything. Nice long hobble, just a nice filly. So really excited to see where she's going to start and end, because she's got some really, she's got loads of talent. She got some backlash. You look at that, her pedigree. I'd have a sister to bolt the door. That says enough right there. That whole family, top to bottom, is really, really good. I shouldn't say a little weak on the front end. A couple of horses didn't pan out in the front mare, but look through the second and third dam, all loaded with speed. So certainly no concerns there. Really excited to get this filly qualified, and next will be to get her up and running. Soon enough, hopefully. So I got 3 lines of horses. Just pulled in here to get some gas. Just pulled in here to get some gas. Never cease to amaze me, people that drive. Wow. Just pulled in here to get some gas. Now we're going to get some gas in the car wash and maybe get something to drink, and then we'll finish this list off for you. So that was, I don't know, about 15 of them, 18 of them. Last one was hard 8. We'll be back in a minute with our big winner of the week, Holden Steady. Holden Steady, not only was he the first 2-year-old to win a race, first 2-year-old to win a stake race for TheStable.ca in 2018, he was the first 2-year-old to win any stake race. I guess, I don't know if you count those races in Springfield last week. I guess I don't know if they're stakes or preps. Anyway,
you are now ready to enter the car wash.
It's not that hard. So I'm assuming that those were prep races, in which case Holden Steady was, in fact, the first 2-year-old to win a stake race in North America, which is pretty cool. You know, the stable has a lot of firsts all the time, and first to the wire. First stake race of 2018 in North America. Holden Steady. Not very often this happens. The race was carded for $24,000. Right before the race, I guess, at some point leading up to the race, they said, oh wait, we're actually going to race for $30,000. When does that ever happen? So we actually raced for $30,300 American last night. So a big night for the Holden Steady group, a big night for Holden Steady. Very happy with him. Now Ivanka, she's going to be racing on Sunday. Ivanka races on Sunday night in Illinois. I'm going to fly out to Chicago tomorrow morning. So yesterday morning, you guys are going to be able to see them race on Sunday. I fly out tomorrow morning to race both her and Not an Angel. You know, a few little aches and pains, both those fillies, when they went out there. And as I'd said to the group the other day, listen, if I fly all the way to Chicago and I have to scratch both these fillies, I will. And that's just the way it is. I think Ivanka's out of the woods. I think she's fine, but Not an Angel, left hind's bothering her a little bit. They think that the vet out there, which pisses me off, because our vet should have found this. It did not. And very good, you. And thanks.
All right.
And,
you want this back at all?
no.
I turn off the car in neutral. You put on the brakes. You go through watch it.
So our vet should have found this and did not, which really pisses me off. But nevertheless, is what it is. The vet in Illinois found it. We're treating it. We're trying to get it fixed up, cleaned up. If she is sound, it is going to take a very good horse to beat Not an Angel in Illinois, I think. But we will find out on Sunday. So that's Ivanka. Anyway, Ivanka drew a decent class also. She's got some work to do, but she's a worker. She'll find a way through. One thing she should do is stay on gate, which puts her ahead of, usually when you're talking about 2-year-old stake races for trotters, that puts you ahead of the game from the start. So number 1, rule 1, keep her trotting. 2, keep her moving forward, see if we can't get some money. I'll be back in just a minute when I'm done my car wash. So, we're all cleaned up, ready to go. Candy Mac has been very, very good over the last 3 weeks. Qualified good. Fastest last quarter, just so you know. I'm pretty sure I'm correct. Fastest last quarter of any trotter so far in 2018 in Canada. 28 seconds flat. I don't believe there's another trotter with a faster last quarter. Certainly not in our midst, anyway. So Candy Mac, quietly looking very, very good. One of the 8 we'll have ready for the Ohio Sire Stakes July 2nd. First division of the Ohio Sire Stakes for 2018 for 2-year-old trotting colts. We'll have 8 there. Next, King of the Ball. We talked about King of the Ball in the outset. I'm going to turn King of the Ball out for 60 to 90 days. Let him cool down, simmer down, grow up, fill out, let his knees close up. These are the things we need for King of the Ball to be effective and be the horse we need him to be, and that's exactly what we're going to do for him. So King of the Ball, going to get a little siesta also, him and dancing on my own for the next 2 to 3 months. Christine K trained awesome on Friday morning before I went to the qualifiers with the trotters. I trained her at 2.5 in the race bike. She is going to school Tuesday morning at Mohawk, and then shortly after that qualify a week later and be ready to go. She's going to head out. For Renee Allard and Crawford Farms and a small group of owners that own some shares in her here also. So Christine K going to be ready to go very, very soon indeed. Then we have Linnea. Linnea qualified a little flat the other day, but that's the first time that filly hasn't looked awesome in, what, 6 weeks? Coughed a little bit the week before we took her out. A little flat the week after, maybe not over that sickness. Picked away at her food at lunch after the qualifier, so I think these things all spell one thing. She was nowhere near 100%. But the good news is I don't think she needs to go back to the qualifiers. We're just going to put her in to go at Grand River, or I don't want to take her to Georgia. I don't think that, maybe Grand River, one of those small places, just to get some confidence. We already know she can go fast. Let's get a little confidence under the big girl and get her back on track. So Linnea qualified well. The line looks okay, but a little flat. Deservedly, I think so. I think she's a little bit sick. We'll deal with that and move forward. Maintenance Man qualified great the other day. I talked about him in one of the earlier lists. His colt just needs some training. Got him in going to the clinic next week just to get him checked. Still in that right line a bit. Not a big deal at all. I would suspect it's probably his right hock. He had OCDs taken out of both of them. Probably just some residual scar tissue. There's something there. Not a big deal. Very, very treatable. I would suspect Maintenance Man will be back in to qualify next Saturday morning. And who else do we got? Majesty Boy. He's going to have to qualify also. Qualified the other day in 2.4. Like to see a mile in 2.1 in a Majesty Boy next week. Really impressed with this colt. Like what I see. Just need to see him go in 2.1, which I don't think will be a problem next Friday, likely, or Saturday, depending. See, this week, historically in the past, they went with trotters on Friday, pacers on Saturday. Well, last week they threw everybody a curveball, went with fillies. Fillies on Friday and colts on Saturday, which is fine, but no advance notice for the most part. And it was, well, obviously we have a big stable, so I guess smaller stables it didn't matter, but threw us for a little bit of a loop. Had to change some things up. So Majesty Boy, I don't know when you'll see him. If they go trotters pacers, you'll see him Friday on the trotter day. If they go fillies colts, which they might do again, then I guess you'll see him on Saturday, but he'll have to qualify again. Maxwell Plum ready to go. I might race him next week in Grand River Raceway. Nice little half-mile track race for the big Maxie as he heads to Ohio for the 5/8 and half-mile track stake races he'll have all summer long there. Mo Better, very impressed with what I've seen with Mo Better, not just this week, but last week at the qualifiers. Mathematically, an unbelievably good mile. Last half, 55-4. Really impressed with Mo Better. And then we'll put him in to go this week somewhere. I'm not sure where we'll get him in to go yet, but we'll have him in to go. Not an Angel races tomorrow night. Yesterday for you. Tomorrow night in Chicago. Really, really excited to see what's going to take place here. She's a filly. She's battling a little ache and pain in her left hind up high. If we don't race her, we don't race her. But we'll see what takes place on Sunday night. Mr. Caper almost ready to come back. I got the news the other day that he's pretty well sound. Just going to get an Nevada into x-ray that foot. Make sure that crack's gone. If it's gone, we'll probably shock his foot once to get it back real good. and then he will be back on the track jogging and training. The reason we had him in the pool is so he didn't lose much of this conditioning. Last thing we want to do is train a horse down and then just stop with them for 2 months. That would be lunacy. So we're going to get him back on the track in short order. He'll be back at the farm as soon as we get the green light from the veterinarian. Also Pine, I talked about him on some of the lists. Overshadowed a little bit, obviously, by White Tiger in his qualifier. Finished second, beat, what, 5 lengths? Tried a mile 59, looked fantastic, this colt. Very, very happy with what I've seen from him. Not surprised, I told you this was a good horse. He's legit, he's strong, just a really nice colt. No joke. So, Oso Pine. 1, not surprised. 2, very, very happy. That's Oso Pine. Quartz Blue Chip, just banging out miles again. Gonna keep training her till either we decide that she needs time off or she makes it to the races. Now, having said that, we've been in 2.5 with this filly, but she has to pace 54. She has to pace 54 in Pennsylvania. For her to be a legit stake horse, she's gonna have to pace 54, and she is not ready to go in 54 yet. She's not ready to go in 58 yet. So take our time with her. She's a big, 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 strong filly, much like Dancing on My Own. Might just need some time in the field, but we'll see. Ready for the beach on the right line and the left shaft the other day. Something bothered him right hind. Nothing serious, but we're going to take him up and get him looked at this week at the clinic. Coming last half 56 the other day, last quarter 27. Nothing to scoff at by any means. So this colt's ready to go. Just need to polish up a couple little rough edges that are sticking out. Rock on the Roll. Okay, that's it. Rock on the Roll has frustrated me for the last time. Nope, almost the last time. Made a break, jumped over a shadow that he didn't need to jump over the other day. I think what we're going to do with Rock on the Roll is simply put a qualifying line on him, and then I think he needs to go. I think we're going to sell him. He doesn't exhibit, he exhibits enough talent, but the lack of will to use it is pretty obvious. So I work hard. My wife works hard. All the grooms work incredibly hard. The horses in that barn work incredibly hard. And we don't need to have horses around that don't want to work hard, that don't want to put forth an effort. I mean, these are athletes. Much like, I'm sure you all know somebody who could have made it to the big leagues, could have made it to the NHL, could have made it here, could have made it there, but there's always a but after that sentence. And the but for Rock on the Roll is he wants to be a slob. Doesn't want to do his work. So we've put the work into him. We've shown him what to do. We've shown him how to do it. He's not sore. Nothing wrong with him. Got a nice gait. You just don't want to do it. So for me, pretty hard for me to justify keeping a horse that doesn't want to work in a barn full of horses and people that want to work extremely hard. So Rock on the Roll is going to qualify and roll on down the road. First chance we get, we're going to put him on gate or sell him in another way privately. I mean, somebody's going to want him. I think he can qualify in 2 minutes. Qualify a 2-year-old pacing colt in 2 minutes in June, and with 4 clean legs and no apparent injuries. Shouldn't be hard to get some money for him. Probably get most of our money back because he wasn't an expensive yearling. RV LeBron, give that knee a whack yesterday. A little trouble getting him out of that left knee. Now it's blown up. Might have to give him a couple of weeks and cool that out. I was hoping that yesterday would be a stepping stone into a much more strenuous workload moving forward. There's nothing wrong with this colt. He just hits his knee. He'll be fine, but have to get that cleaned out first. So he might take a little bit of a time off also, maybe a couple weeks, 3 weeks to get that cleaned up. Actually, I might send him down to swim when I take Caper out, if they have room for a horse still. I haven't got their bill yet either, so I have to check that out. But if the bill's not bad and they got room, it might be worth sending him down also to get that knee cleaned up. Swimming should probably help. So we'll see. Food for thought. It's a possibility. Not too concerned with, it don't matter. You go out and train this horse, he'll train. I don't want him out there hitting his knee and making breaks. So RV LeBron, not going anywhere. Just got to get that knee down and get him properly shod and let him fill out a little bit so that we can get him rolling. Because I've been into 8 or something with him. Like, there's no shortage of speed there. He's a nice colt. Screaming Hawk, very, very impressive colt. 2-1 last quarter, 28-1. Second fastest mile behind last quarter, behind Candy Mac. So, Screaming Hawk, impressive looking colt in his own right. Does everything right, did everything right. Deserves top marks, top billing. He should be in to go and ready to go in the next week or so. Screaming Hawk looks great. Looks the opposite of an Angus Hall, and absolutely everything we wanted him to throughout the winter. So that's Screaming Hawk. See You in Tuscany. What's there to say about See You in Tuscany? Still, the shine isn't off him from last week. Oh man. He's probably going to race next Thursday at Mohawk. They've written a 2-year-old pace. See if we can get him in there. Stolen Dance out in the field, relaxing. Another horse hit her knee, blew up. I think Tommy's been making pretty good gains getting it down. Now the thing is getting some weight on her, getting her to fill out, getting her to grow up. That's what we need. Need some maturity. Stolen Dance is getting a little time off. Springbridge Proud trained great yesterday. I schooled him off the gate. James went with him. We made some shoeing changes. He's still scrubbing at that knee a little bit. Not pounding it, just picking, pick. So we're trying to figure out how we can get him shod to get him out of that. As he grows up and gets some muscle over those shoulders, I'm sure those picks and scrubs will turn into once in a while. He'll brush it. But until then, we're going to have to see if we can get him shod in a way that he's not mauling his knee, not hitting it. So Springbridge Proud, certainly fast enough and no issues with his attitude. He looks great. We still have a number of things we're going to try. Either way, he'll be going to Ron Burke in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and he'll have lots of speed to offer when he gets there, I hope. Stonebridge Loyal, little war horse. Schooled great, qualified great, looked great. A little pinchy today, but she does that after she races. Going to try to get to the bottom of that. It's really frustrating. We hit her over before. I'm like, no, there's not really much there. Something's there. Something's there. It bothers her left front in the mornings when she starts out. Once in a while, it'll be right front. But the last couple of days, left front. She paddles that left leg. I would suspect it's a knee, but she does have a splint on that left front. So she's going up to the clinic to see what it is and what it is not and get it cleaned up. I don't think there's anything debilitating there. I don't think there's anything that's going to keep her from the races there. So we'll get Stonebridge Loyal up and running in pari-mutuel way soon enough. Stonebridge Simba, like to go one more big mile with him before we send him to Pennsylvania. I'd like to go a mile in 59 or 2 minutes with him this week. He went a mile in 2-1 pretty easy last time. Sylvain said he was good. Train him up real tight on Tuesday and probably re-qualify him Saturday or Friday, whatever day they happen to use them. I'd like to go a mile in 59 or 2 minutes with Stonebridge Simba. Sunshine's Finest might make his pari-mutuel debut this week at Mohawk potentially. This colt has looked great. Qualified in 57 last quarter and 27, last half 55 and 3. When you look at who he was second to, that really impressive looking colt of Nicky Comegna's and Bruna Comegna's, Capitano Italiano. Nice colt. 57, he jogged first week, beat Sunshine's Finest. Yesterday, 55 and 4 and looked good doing it. So no slouch there. Sunshine's Finest looked good. Sunshine In was a little sick after a qualifier. Thought she probably was. Changed her shoes a little bit in case she wasn't getting a hold of the track. We had flip-flops on her. That's a shoe with a plastic back. Sometimes at Mohawk, when those horses land and slide a little bit, there's not enough grab on that rubber patch on the back, and they can't get a hold of the track, especially with a set of full swedges in front of it. The full swedges actually sit down a bit from the pad because they're not as thick. So a lot of the times you got to put aluminums on the front end or just take the pads off and work on her feet. We took the pads off. I didn't train her today. One of our trainers did. Said she trained really, really, really well. So we'll see. She's ready to go. I'd like to maybe qualify her once more. Swander the Giant, going to be in soon, I would assume, qualifying soon in Indiana. He's ready to go for the gentleman down there. We sent him down to Brandon Bates. He has him now. He's in charge, and good-looking colt. By all accounts, should be fine. The Butler did it. The Butler did it. Will be schooling at Grandville Wednesday and awaiting his much-anticipated first race. A week after that in New York's Buffalo Raceway is where the Butler did it is going to be racing. Too Far Gone. Can't say enough about this filly. I'm not going to keep talking about her. You've seen all the lists. She's made them all. Probably one of the most impressive miles I saw this week. Really, really impressed with Too Far Gone. Can't say enough about her. She is ready to rock. Tomorrow's headlines. It was a big qualifier yesterday. I told Casey Coleman bred this horse, and he actually went on the track beside the horse that won or was in the qualifier that she paid $180,000 for, American. And I got away at the back, followed, made a move in the last turn, ended up last. Won a mile 59 last quarter, I think 28 last half, 57 in a bit. Exactly where I thought this colt could go. Really happy with what I saw. He's obviously going to need another qualifier, maybe another race after that before he tightens up. Twinsburg, can't say enough about this filly. She came in 3rd or 4th on my list. Really impressed with what I saw from Twinsburg. Trained her today. She trained incredible today at the farm. Still is leaking in a little bit in the turns, as Steve Conran would say. Off a little bit. Right front was her knee. We injected her knees the other day. Much better on her front end. Still a little bit off that right hind. Going to get that looked at the clinic this week. I would suspect we had OCDs taken out of those hind ankles. Might need to put a little acid or polyglycan in those hind ankles. But other than that, she looks fantastic. Time Al Houdini looked great the other day. Finishing 3rd, overshadowed obviously again. Both him and Osopine by White Tiger. It is an incredible mile. Time Al Houdini was good. Did everything great. He's another one like Maintenance Man. Needs about 2, 3, 4 really quick, hard miles to really tighten him up. He's still got a lot of baby fat and flab on him. Certainly no concerns there for a horse that just had the hobbles taken back off him after having them on forever 2 weeks ago. Time Al Tulo, he's ready to go. Did a little vet work on Tulo. Probably going to put him in to go. Might qualify him, actually. Might qualify him once more next weekend or race him one or the other. You'll see him do one or the other next Friday or Saturday. Or potentially Thursday, I guess. Warwi Ultra come up a little bit sick after her qualifier. Not really surprising. She coughed a couple of times about 5 days before her qualifier. We put her right on antibiotics, and wasn't enough time. It needs to run its course. So that filly was obviously a little bit sick. So we'll treat her up and go again in 10 days with her or so. West 52nd. Probably going to make his first debut Thursday at Mohawk, I think. This is a colt that I got a lot of high hopes for. Impressive colt. And really interested to see what he is going to do when we put him behind the gate. Thursday, hopefully he gets in. I really hope he does. White Tiger. What can I say? I'm gonna say Yes first, because poor Yes gets talked about last every week. I'm going to go to Yes first. Yes is ready to go. Probably going to school him in 2 minutes or 59 on Tuesday. I'm probably going to take him over the track, school him in 59 or 2 minutes. Might race him once before he goes to Ohio, might not. But Yes is ready to go. Nice colt, does everything right. Certainly did everything right in his qualifier. Won his qualifier 2-2 last half in a minute, last quarter 29. Very, very impressive colt. Really excited to see him. 1 of 8 in the Ohio Sire Stakes for 2-year-old colt divisions. First start July 2nd. Last, certainly not least, Big Tiger. So I told everybody, just relax. Tiger will get it all. He'll figure it all out. We made a few little changes, a few little equipment changes, and White Tiger came out swinging yesterday. My God almighty, did he. You know, and that's with him with his ears all plugged up, you know, closed bridle. I didn't even ask him. You know, didn't ask this colt to do his work. He just went out and did it. And super impressive colt. Lots of speed, lots of talent. Nothing new. You know, we talked about it forever. Fortunately, had to drop him down the list last time. I think rightfully so. But certainly atoned and made up for it yesterday. So, White Tiger, I guess our best horse, I would say. Always was. I think always suspected he was. But he reaffirmed it yesterday with a big exclamation mark. So very, very happy to see him yesterday do his work. Probably going to school him next Saturday after the schoolers. Like to go a mile and 58 or 59 the right way, take him back and finishing on the end of it. Take that hood off him, put a set of earplugs on him, get him under control, just so I can trust him and I can drive him in the way I need to, his first lifetime start. So, that's all the horses. That's everything. That's about 18 videos. I don't know how long it is, but it's a long one today. You know what? You guys deserve it. Really appreciate all the kind messages. I have about 4 trillion emails to go through right now. Going to try and get through them all. Going to have a little nap trying to get through all the emails. Go over to Mohawk tonight and race the Big Lawman for $266,000. Hopefully we get a chunk of it. It'd be great. Really, really a lot on his plate tonight. It's a lot of tall order tonight. So we'll see how he makes out racing tonight. Anyway, it's been a fantastic week. It's been a great weekend. It's not over yet for me. I got to go to Chicago tomorrow, which is yesterday when you're watching this. But having a great start to 2018. Hopefully we can build and build and build on this. Got some nice horses. Love to have the chance to show them off all summer long. All right? Anyway, hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're having a great Monday. Hope you have a better week. Talk to you soon.